We have another iteration of the greatness that is Matt Painter when he has a microphone in front of him, when he has a nice backdrop behind him, and a nice draped table in front of him with an ice cold H2O water bottle next to him. Obviously, Matt Painter's doing his media rounds with the NCAA tournament coming up, and he's talking about the season. He's talking about how it's going, and also touched on a little bit what's he planning to do in the offseason, right? And he had a very interesting quote that I thought we should talk about, a classic one, I must say. Matt Painter said, "We win, we do a great job of developing players. We lose, we don't portal enough. It's like marriage. Damned if you do, damned if you don't." A lot in that. A lot in that regarding as far as like, okay, they don't win games. Why aren't you in the portal? They win games, you're not doing it. I mean, obviously that's the state of college basketball. I'll throw it to you first. What are your takes on this Matt Painter quote here?
Pizzo, he's back.
Uh,
P to the Izzo to the Izzo. I mean, isn't this just straight out of the Tom Izzo playbook? Like ornery, overly ornery, like make this snippier than it needs to be. Like, oh, you don't love me when I'm down, don't love me when I'm up. One of those things. Like, isn't that the playbook?
Instead, was Matt Painter hitting a stay on that side?
Kinda, which I don't hate, by the way. Look, Payne is good enough. He has all the success at this point to say and do whatever he wants. I think we've talked about these types of comments so many times in the past because Payne just feels the way he feels about it. He feels the way he feels about his critics, and you can never please the critics, right? Except you can. That's my thing. Like if I'm a critic, I can be pleased by Purdue and Matt Painter very just win games and use the portal. I have a pretty clear list, right? Win games, use portal. Last year you did that. I think they went hand in hand with each other. And then this year you did not do that. And I think they went hand in hand with each other. So like going to the marriage metaphor is like entertaining and endearing and funny. Love Paint for being creative like that. Uh there's a very obvious joke here.
Yeah, we're not gonna
We're
make
not
that.
going to make the very obvious joke.
No, we're not gonna make the
Okay.
joke. But I do want to say this. There was a little bit of a joking manner to this when Payne did say this. But the funny part to me is that he says this like this is part of his job. This is your job as a basketball coach, right? Like you get credit for some things, you don't get credit for some things, you get criticized for things, you don't get criticized for things. I know it seems like in the Purdue bubble where the Purdue fan base refuses to basically say anything bad about Payne or anything against them, which I agree with. Like you should trust your coach. You should trust Paint too because he's obviously successful. But this whole like everyone just wants to question me. I can't do anything right. Woe is me kind of notion. It's just funny to me that he's basically saying, why are people talking about me like I'm a college basketball coach when he is a college basketball coach?
That's a good point. Also, like, does Paint count as his own critic? Because, like, 2 days ago, didn't Paint tell a radio show that, like, I'm going to get new guys in here in the spring?
Yeah.
So if Painter himself correctly is identifying that his roster needs portal upgrades, and now you're coming back to like, well, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. When you lose, you need the portal. You yourself are saying you need to portal because you're losing and you don't want to lose. Guess what? Purdue fans don't want to lose, Matt Painter.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think you want to lose. I think you're a competitor, and I think you know what needs to happen here. So I don't know.
And
Like
also like, gee, when you win, yeah, we do say good things. When you lose, we take a step back. We're like, why did you lose?
right.
Maybe guys could have honestly, you could flip it like this. When you win, you do a great job developing players. When you lose, you don't do a great job of developing players. That's why you got Cam, Heidi, and Miles Colvin.
Well, it like most importantly to me, developing players and using the portal.
Wait, sorry. I just had a realization here. This is Payne's downfall here.
Oh
It
no.
and this honestly might be an Izzo downfall too. This is a Pizzo moment. It does not have to be one or the other.
That's what I'm saying.
It does but that's everything though. It doesn't have to be one or the other in everything. Like it always seems to always be that way, whether it's anything about Portal, basketball philosophy, how you attack it, whether you ask Joe Jackson if he's talking your language, it's always got to be one way or the other. You can have both. You can have your cake and eat it too.
Developing players is a skill set that also works with portal players. Like Painter is great at developing players. This year didn't do a great job with that, to be honest. TKR and Braden got a lot better. I don't know that anybody else in the Purdue program's gotten better. But like that's a skill set that no matter how this season goes, no matter how next season goes, I'm always going to view Matt Painter as someone who's incredible at developing players. But like sitting there touting that like player development is why I don't need to use the portal is just what makes no sense. And I don't even think that's what Painter's doing, man, because he himself is saying they're going to upgrade the roster in the spring. So just strange timing for him to keep going back to this well. I also want to make it unequivocally clear, if you don't mind, I think you'll agree with this.
Yeah.
Um, you don't have to be damned if you do or don't in marriage. Like I love my wife. Things are great. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
Like we're doing like the portal versus development player side. Like it doesn't have to be this thing. Marriage is the same. Payne acting like marriages are doomed from the start. Not my experience with that.
Yeah, listen.
Like I'm just saying.
I mean that it's a valid point, but also just
I mean,
when
would
you
you take advice from me on running a marathon?
I mean you run, but no.
Probably not because I ran one marathon and I failed and quit halfway through it, right?
Yeah.
So I probably wouldn't take advice from me on running a marathon.
Yeah, you are. I'm gonna end this before we get somewhere we don't need to go. It is March, and that means that March Madness is upon us. And if you are looking for a place to play, Underdog Fantasy has you covered. Sign up and deposit using code SLEEPERS, that's code SLEEPERS, to receive up to $1,000 in bonus credit plus a free pick. Head over to Underdog Fantasy today and use promo code SLEEPERS to take advantage of this amazing offer.